So Marathon is out now, and I've been having a lot of fun with the game. And I've been seeing a lot of talk around Marathon not doing as well as Arc Raiders and the comparison between the two and what does or doesn't constitute as a successful launch for Marathon. And the thing is, I don't feel like we really necessarily need to be having the conversation of whether Marathon is doing better than Arc Raiders or not. Because if anything, I feel like people should want Marathon and Arc Raiders to be able to coexist. The extraction shooter genre is still a relatively new genre of games. For a long time, the space has really felt like it's basically been dominated by Escape from Tarkov or Hunt the Showdown. Now, there have been some games that popped into the picture, like Arena Breakout Infinite or The Cycle Frontier, and rest in peace that game. But until recently, none of them really managed to carve out their own identity like Arc Raiders. And I really hope that Marathon can do the same. I've played tons of Tarkov over the years, and let's say it's not the most beginner friendly game out there. And these days, I'm a 33-year-old dad who works full time, and I just don't have as much time to dedicate to a game like Tarkov, but I still really enjoy the experience I can get from an extraction shooter. There's really nothing like having a crazy run where you end up as a walking loot pinata and you're constantly checking over your shoulder while making a mad dash to the extract. Games like Marathon and Arc Raiders feel much more approachable to people looking to give these types of games a chance over something like Tarkov. Time spent in these games will still reward you and make you more comfortable, but it doesn't feel like you need hundreds of hours just to feel like you're at the starting line. Arc Raiders really showed us a great middle ground with incredible PvE, a new way that seasonal resets can happen, and some great quality of life features. And if Marathon can manage to carve out its own space in the same way Arc has, this competition could lead to us getting the best versions of each of these games. People who like this genre of game could bounce from Marathon to Arc between seasons and wipes and be able to have a good time with both games. And Marathon really isn't a bad game. In fact, it's bringing some interesting things to the table, like the class system and the runners. And Bungie has a ton of experience designing classes that are fun to play, especially from their work on Destiny 2. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue expanding those ideas in Marathon with new runners and different ways to approach the game. So far, I've been playing as the Thief, which mainly because I'm just a giant rat and I've never been able to adapt to the Giga Chad playstyle and extraction shooters that people love. But I mean, the X ray visor that lets me see the quality of loot inside a building, mwah, chef's kiss. It's basically just a rat's dream. Having systems like the sponsored kits allow you to go into a run focused on doing quests or learning maps rather than worrying about your gear. Well, being able to pick the rook allows you to just jump in and focus on looting in order to build up your stash for a future run. These are cool ways to give new players the ability to get over that sense of gear fear, which can be a huge barrier of entry for some players who may want to give looter shooters a chance for the first time. Maps tend to get more dangerous the longer you stay in them, with the trade off being unique events and enemies beginning to appear that bring the potential for better loot. These unique events pop up and can have puzzles to solve, like the coordinate data pads, for example, that led to the secret loot caches I found the other day. As I began to discover those things, though, I found myself wondering what I'd be rewarded with or what secrets were out there that I could complete, which made me want to come back and look for more of them. Bungie has always excelled at creating these events within Destiny. Every Destiny player remembers the Vault of Glass, King's Fall, or The Last Wish. These activities had so many cool encounters, events, and puzzles that made them such standout experiences. And Bungie has all the tools and experience necessary to be able to go toe to toe with Arc Raiders in this aspect, especially with the new map Cryo Archive coming out and it being designed by the same developer who worked on the Vault of Glass. For me, there's a lot to be excited about in the roadmap coming up here. Gunplay is as good as any Bungie game. Bungie has always excelled at fun gunplay, and we all know about Bungie's love for the shotgun by now. It's no secret. Some of the Volt-based guns remind me of a Needler from Halo, and the hardline makes me feel like I'm using a DMR again. There's a lot of attachments and customization for the guns and the way you want to make your runner play. So whenever I've found myself finding a different gun out there, I've always been excited to try it out. Arc and Marathon both have really cool aesthetics and art design. They both feel unique in their presentation, and I've always personally been a fan of Bungie's sci-fi presentation. I don't really know what's up with the weird moth thing crawling around the guy's mouth, but I love it. AI and enemy design in Arc Raiders is still one of the most impressive experiences I've had in a PvE sandbox to date, but I still find the AI enemies within Marathon challenging as well. You can still get overwhelmed quickly, and more elite enemies certainly pose a significant challenge, especially when you don't have the best of gear. At the end of the day, I'm rooting for Marathon to succeed because I want to see more good options in the extraction shooter genre. Bungie is responsible for giving me some of my fondest memories growing up, especially with Halo and Destiny. They have brought me some very high highs along with some incredibly low lows. I'm looking at you, Eververse. And this is the first new game they have put out in over a decade. And it's in a genre that is still pretty fresh. It's time for Escape from Tarkov and the Hunt Showdown to move over and make way for some new players in town so we can have some more diversity in the genre. And if Marathon and Arc Raiders can both continue to grow and improve because of each other, everybody wins. So who cares if there's less people playing Marathon than Arc right now? Or what the Steam charts and Sony has to say? Let's be happy that we have another option within the looter shooter genre that's just a fun game to play. I mean, Sony is off trying to do this crazy dynamic pricing shit right now, anyways. So, I mean, I don't think their opinion matters that much anyway. So, if you're a fan of extraction shooters, maybe give the game a shot. And if you don't want to pick it up right now, maybe just watch and see how it develops as we move along the roadmap. But those are just my thoughts after spending some time with Marathon so far. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It helps a tiny channel like mine out a ton. And I'd love to hear what you guys think of Marathon and where you see it fitting into the extraction shooter space down in the comments below. See ya!